YouTube videos. Tia. Pussy.
I'm trying to get right.
Pussy.
Stop that bullshit, man. Oh my God.
Negro.
Stop that bullshit, Zach.
Face with tears of joy, face with tears of joy.
I didn't mean to jump over there. Sure.
Don't listen to what people say they don't know about you and you get it out your mind cause it's jealousy they don't know.
I was about to say, can I get some fucking healing?
Please come home, Charlene.
Shut your ass.
How'd life without by my side? Okay, I'm done.
That nigga trash. Went like trash. I'm about to be a flat one on three again. So one.
Nigga
is trash.
face with tears of joy.
niggas is trash. They beat the fuck out of me.
Emma Frost never surrenders. These beasts of yours disgust me, Grandmaster. How's life treating you? No more squeaks. I'm bad. I know there's hellfire everywhere. All to do is make me angry. Freeze for my crows! Is this victorious? Never be a stranger.
I play like ass.
Brown castles fall.
Go back to him. Bad.
Game 6 ready to roll. The Boston Celtics. And Game 6 ready to roll. The Boston Celtics. And the New York Knicks. The NBA playoffs. Represented by Regional Conference semifinals delivered by Chipotle. Get ready here in Madison Square Garden. It's be a final game of the series. Or will it be a Game 7 in Boston? Jalen Brunson and the Knicks were angry and disappointed by the way they played in Game 5. As we take a look at the starting lineups, and yes, there's a change. Luke Cornett, his first career playoff start, and why not? He's coming off his greatest playoff game in Game 5. Kristaps Porzingis is available and expected to come off the bench. Doors one approved for Cornett. He got hard with the black eye and some stitches of blood. Grants the first rebound. Anthony Towns comes right at home with the running shot. Dangerous throw. Anthony Towns with the two bigs right on it. The ball moved just a little bit. Mikal Bridges keeps his dribble alive. That's the bonus. He's in that point.
That makes platinum access to the card member entrance. That's defensive menus. Means you never miss a moment. That's the powerful backing of American Express.
At 9:23, you were ready to work from home. And that's why I'm CEO. It's brilliant.
You'll need to look up on those. Brown comes down the three. Brown coming off. Brunson looking. Pass deflected and stolen by Holiday. 2-on-1. Brown gets it. Sidestep. Layup is good. Defense turning the offense for the Celtics. Again, gets the assignment on Brunson. Talk about defensive player. Brunson. Nice spin move. Jumper's good. Let's be down the other end. Frank for that block. Oh, Brunson the other way. Pulls up. 3-quarter off the mark. Rebound. Bridges. Back up it. And gets inside. Look, the hand by Brunson. Hard on the drive. Finds Bridges. Finds the corner. Finds the front of the corner. It's against Grant. Drives out. Gets inside. Over for Others. He's got 4 early points. Yeah, Brown comes right back. That's one on the screen. Step back. Walks pretty tall. Taps good. Jalen Brown. 1 for 10 for 3. So that's somebody shoot the 9. Big that 3 for 10. So Porzingis has that unlimited range. Brunson. Back to hand it on. Great. Here we go. Pulls back with the corner to the short. McBride, the offensive rebound. Now gets another look. That's not going to take. Gets that going. Look out. Brunson drives. Kicks it out. Bridges. Hits corner 3. That's good. Porzingis, nice throw. Stops. Evans. Up. Drop ball no. Puts a rebound and left back. Brown Smith goes it out over. Nice crossover. Bucks it up and in. 13 points for Brown.
It's a 6-point game. How did you like to start?
Really better. They got something to transition. Guys on the offensive glass. Great extra better than the offensive glass.
What did you think about your pace?
To the ball well. Houston Rod gets 3 points first. Shoes in the rebound from Sterling Stock. Bridges gets inside. Can't get it. Gets his own rebound. Brings it back up and buries it home. And now Bridges gets a bounce. Recovery for the Brunson. Brown's going to be the shooting. On the left hand side. Still. It's a recovery. The spin to the corner. The recovery. Still good by Mitchell. Towns fakes. Towns drives. Towns passes. Seven for the ball game. Maybe a little slipper. Eric White sees the open and drives inside. And White with his first rookie game 5 at Boston.
Delivers your way on your schedule. DoorDash.
Horford rattles that one in. Need Derek White to get going. Right against White, falling away. Back shot is Gerald Dusman running off the bench with 5 points. His mental toughness is going to come in. He is able to be scrutiny of being a star in Boston. As Boston gets inside and scores. Jaylen Brown. Double team. Gets it inside to Fournette. This mother was in this man screaming like no other one. She was so proud of her son. R.A. Moore. It's a picture. It's like drive. It's my drive. Comes from behind. Hard on the drive. Left foot. 31% step is 3 for 16 for 3. Crossing the right road. Works it up. Shot. It's good. Plus 11 on the course. Once he drives it, Derek White floats it up. Shots good. A couple of picks. And only reaches that. Garrett and a foul. They do more than just that. With Jason Tatum out, they've got to get more. Johnson step back. Right corner. Got the locks it in. But able to get it to go. And I'll make his first pick. Turnover again. Arnold picks it up. Brandon puts some layup. Long goal. McBride right there. Playing like a champion. Runs a double team. Towns gets it. Drives down the lane. Towns layup. Carried out. The momentum can be lost. A minute left in what has been an explosive first half for the next 3-quarter goes. Runs in 6 seconds. Runs it on the drive. Hits inside. The Towns lost it. Picks it out. Corner 3. It's goal. An exclamation point. On the down the first half.
The triumph with having insurance isn't the same as having State Farm. It's like getting bacon. You need that.
Stop. Don't get lady. Let's find out.
It's been man. Don't settle for just any insurance when you got State Farm.
Can I do this? Do they like me? In sports, we find the answers. So, how far will you go?
With some more pressure on the bench. And Obi gets the pass. And the finish. Josh Hart with a beautiful pass. Obi makes strides. Gets inside. Shots good. Obi coming out of the course. Makes a difference. Hart looking. Blocked by Cornette. He had 7 the other night. That's his first one tonight. Jaylen Brown. White lines up and gets it go. So the 4 assists with 18 points. Somebody's got to help it up. The slot this morning, and White's right. So that's his second. And the ball is kicked, but goes to Bridges. Stretches shot instead. Gets the hurry to it. Brunson step back, 3-quarter. Got it. Playing aggressive basketball. Now gets inside. Josh Hart's somewhere is some kind of understanding what they need in a particular moment. Yeah, that's the part. Joe and Claire's side, what they've done with that franchise has been amazing. Ultra Reynolds under 3. It's a 7 foul. All you have like that career type game is Brown gets inside, lays it up, and he puts right at White, lays it up over. And for 29. Just to draw the top, he does. Skip that go. Different Brown is just down there. 3-quarter.
What's with all the goats? Goats. Jordan, outstanding for game.
Been injured in a car crash. Both George Stevens and David Field. Of course, First, go ball 9. Yeah. Josh Hart tracks it down. Another three. Knocks it in. So this is just a domination that has been so thorough that it's pretty nuts that way. Still fighting, still battling, and still scoring. Trying to drive home good for Nick the rebound. And Greg gets the three. They could really start Stephen doing these like a team. But Sharman gets in. But this was actually an 11-0 run going back to the end of the third quarter. Johnson gets inside. Left side for the Texas Bruce Bridges. After the start more game 5. Next one being here in game 6. A couple of blocks, couple of steals. Middle to Joe and gets that one to fall. A couple of games ago, you're putting him back in with 9 minutes to go in this game. 17 years of experience. Still out there, barking out the instructions. It's Christian stepping back, knocks down the three. Inside the park, left down Brunson, 3-pointers. And the next team pouring it on. The Titans, it's took Chris Brunson in a game earlier in the series. Three starters to win the game. Obi steps back. With 3 nice bounce back games, Brown and Obi. 3 bounce with terrific defense. By the way, the Knicks haven't clinched the playoff series at home since 1999. That's what you said. Just why you need one guy to step on some of these ankles. As was past the halfway point. He's moved there. The right to come out of the game early. You are the right to play so hard to be in that position that you can take the out. He's Jay Tucker. That's the champ right now. The veteran commits to the game and Chua. Lost the dribble momentarily, gets it back, kicks it out. Retirement spots up. Side of the backboard. Kingo. It's impressive. Let's look at that. He's at the end of the behind the subs. For a long time, it still is a rivalry. For the first time, into the game, so the Knicks are going to a conference final.
Working in law enforcement and in juvenile detention center, I got to see the back end of it and how people are getting these reports. So I would say that anyone who's looking to further their career with GCU, take a leap of faith and just trust the process. Stepping from one career into the next. That purpose that I was looking for, GCU literally worked for the center. GCU was able to give me all the help and support I needed to graduate and
It's the largest ever.
Jalen, when you look up that scoreboard and you see that score, just as you get goosed by your teammates, just what do you think?
I don't know, but that's a good team, and you just found a way to make a lot of plays, and hopefully get there.
No doubt tonight, but what did you love the most about the way you closed out this series?
Just maybe some particular composure. In game 5, we got the best of us, and we responded, and we just found a way to keep making plays on the defensive side, and the offensive road.
What were you guys doing collectively, just as a group, to make, like you said, a good team, the defending champs? Just what's so average?
Yeah, I mean, well, they're not average, let's say that, but the way we were just flying around, making plays to each other, running each other's back, I mean, that's what
I know you always keep it right here. You keep it even. But, I mean, when you feel this love that you're getting, you see these fans going crazy. Tell me if you're feeling something. What do you feel?
Hey, this is great. I mean, the fact that you haven't been there since my dad played or was on the team, he's not like that. But It means a lot for this as a organization of this city.
The Pacers are waiting. They're coming to town next. The rematch of last year's semis. What would be the key to changing how that would end?
I mean, we got a lot of composure, a lot of play. I mean, they're a good team as well, and we have a long way to go.
Good luck the rest of the way. Show yourself.
Sunday.
My friends have set up a joint bachelor party. I don't know that this is probably the best day.
Oh my god. 90-Day Fiancé home. Life is expensive. Quality trees don't have to be part of the brand. America's #1 tool store. Legendary Pokemon are some of the most powerful Pokemon in the game, despite having the
Nuggets forced the games that would open to the right about game.
They want you can't do things. You didn't talk for the first time. That's how people are. Broad time. Oh yeah, let them just not shut up. And he started shooting together, and I was beating him and shooting every time. Every time I said good drugs. So one thing, I only justify it, but and sometimes you just can't let people do away with it. I like team working. I was starting my brother when I was 6 man. He was he would pick some spots. Like we played, spot, yeah. And he was he too.
2025 NBA draft combine just concluded, and I want to give you guys my points and resource conditions. And if somebody has a bad combine, it doesn't discredit what they just did throughout their career. It just makes them off on the world.
Okay, you guys ready to watch the rank 1 Black Panther coach rank 1 million Black Panther?
Can we hope about how confidently or comfortably you with the spear death?
I feel pretty decent about it, but I don't go for it as often because I think I play more like I think I play more conservative. I try not to hard commit on my cooldowns. I'm just so used to it and conditioned to saving on last ditch.
But this is the most important combo of combo. If there's one combo I would tell everything.
Stop my kind of hero. I'm gonna be honest here.
Shit. You can let's triple tank. Let's triple tank. You don't tank. Like Daniel, we also I'm being on the field. They don't have enough defense. Shut They go tank. I put this on God. On God. They don't have enough. They don't have enough damage. I'm telling you. Converters, so hold it up high. You just gave it at your hand. Give your whole heart. It doesn't. Welcome to January with the angel who features a path. So for the genuine business for the days we are to make great island today in face of the news created of great loss of ship. Will I succeed in great island? Let's find out. Let's learn up to the initial custody. It was straight to work. We'll invite those to profit venture in and then start acting and just start getting to work, buying up at the start and end of getting this stuff into the process as well as the lady of practice. We're going to need it to make our house designer. We're going to need land bill as well. So right now, we already got our first choice. Our first we go for the pretty damn on stuff. I went ahead and decided to make a bunch of house beers as well. It's time catching up with some land bills and the starting house and starting it. I figured why not? Obviously, we don't really have too much anything full of 11 at all. I just wanted to try and get some space so we can get to a great island as possible. Put some chicken fries there on the couch, some of these guys, so we can get today to get them range and then lots of them. So let's stumble across a guy awesome. And I wanted this guy also. It was a level 16, however, so it's a little bit lower level than the other level 9, but I figured I'm going to make a speed. Let's try my luck. Weaken it down using the T-Bird and the other pounds that I had. It almost destroyed my entire health bar in one attack. Thankfully, I was left on the HP, and I left the T-Bird to try and pretty much smack the guy also into submission so that I could try and program medicine. The T-Bird was doing some serious work there until they got to try and really diagnose and distract them just again. And I unfortunately also myself. I'll never fuck up anymore. Okay. Gotcha. The bumper spotted and found a lucky land ball as well with the clearance before we store it, so I knew there was a lucky one nearby, and I got to work. I'm not even going to throw a towel out. Just check it out. But that should be enough to catch it. Let's start it. Oh, then it has another one, an internal engine, even LRP, just so I can see what that move has in sort of right? So now, oh shit, max stamina plus 75%. This effect is only valid for fighting the fouls. Looks like we're going to need to break this level with something to get something really good. After a super successful day one, I then ventured out during every night to try and catch some on big night and I found that find such as this day. Now, I also wanted to try and find combat as well because we were going to need those guys for fighting. However, instead I settled on capturing up all these race as well as a top spot in that area. It was just a huge war going on here, so I capitalized on that and just many things out. So I'm going to try and catch one again on that XP. I have no idea what I'm catching right now, but I'm just throwing the ball. If I could get some, which I really should have won, but get some. That's what I It's just a chicken pie rush. And I lost my shit as big as they were. Exactly what I think. They too continued on capturing pretty much every cow in the area. Obviously, catching cows was our best source of XP at the moment, so I wanted to try and get many alternatives that I could. Plus, they also gave us the resources from capturing them, so I figured why not. We managed to capture oxbox as well as a harvest as well. I then went ahead and set up another cow box and rearranged my team so that we had the cows with us at the moment. Those sort of some cow boxes with the flowers on their heads, and so I obviously needed it to get these guys. Probably never seen them again, but I needed a gun with a flower on it. So I went ahead setting up another box, building myself some basic structures like a bed and a small bit of base life to sleep for the night, and then I ventured out for the second night, trying to get this night. I'm going to drown. So I cannot get out of this water, and I was just not. There was no way to get out of this. Thankfully, upon respawning in my new base location, there was a combat crowbar before us, so I went ahead for cows me trying to capture it and successfully brought myself the combat. Now we had a dedicated level 2 minus with a kind of battle. I placed down my burners, made myself a shield, and got a box sparks of 2 birds, smelted up some of the idiots. I also crafted up some more cows kits, and I was just generally progressing the base levels, and I could slowly make my way to have the 2 bases across the map by completing any cow box missions. So now we're just completing our journey stuff from the kind of the parachute, which also wants us to box spots. I don't really have a taste of resource planning. I'm trying to be this man. Now I made myself up some armor and a parachute. I also wanted to make myself some metal tools. However, I couldn't spot my high-quality workbench, but it's literally right next to it. So next I decided to get it out and make my way further out into the world, starting by heading off to Chile. Now, I was looking at big things. I was a bit higher than anticipated for the Chile flight, but that was just in the flight. We also caught various cows along the way, such as I've gone command Tansy, just because extra XP, and then we finally came face to face with our first boss, Chile. We're going to see the first program against him. I think they might have been too far. Yep. I was completely wasting 2 programs. It's fine to take a good old fashion. And start to level away just because I don't want to kill the chiller, I'm going to capture it. Let's go. I'm going to let the chiller go. After capturing the chiller, I continued exploring the map when I found one of the new additions to the free break. And NPCs that asked you to vote with them. So, obviously, I'm going to head out and vote with them. And we've got a bunch of these additions up and make sure the songwriter was completed as well as some basic resources. I was pretty happy with that. The next day, I slowly made my way up to so we could go ahead and try and face down Penkin. Now, Penkin was level 15. I think we should be okay at level 17 to defeat him, but I did slightly get those other big notes because I remember him. See how we go. It's going to highlight this. Gamble, I love it. Gamble can absolutely true. Oh, shit, I am. Highlight the alright, that's exactly how I feel this. I'm getting completely open this rate and right 10 years and it's I did it back in 2 days. I made myself up some metal tools such as putting out and so I also went ahead and made myself up a Vega shield as well as a bomb set of armor and a body shield. But at least this way I can go ahead and actually do some damage to them in along these systems with the front hand. I also went ahead and made some additions to 2 base such as a double and as well as the valve tables also I can finally make some valves again. And with that I made myself at the end of the saddle and found to get around them, which is much good than playing walk and with the so great. So with all my new gear, I decided it was time for the basement. again. However, this time on entering his area, there was a headgun. So obviously I needed to try and catch this guy before I could fetch him. However, once again, he had a one-cover and he actually had to be this time instead of my gun. So it was just a massive input on this. Alright, well, performance with thinking, I then decided to continue exploring and we found an NPC camp where there was a rebellion. And obviously me being the kind of overlord reading from its slave captors, and decided to make me a mistake. I also discovered my first cave as well as the brains in the tower and headed into the cave room and spotted notices which eventually once you collected enough of these you could actually use them to increase your wall and play unbased stats, which are really good. I also put a flower in well, I just figured why not, we haven't seen this guy before. And finally, they get a response and for up to which was an 8 which obviously I wanted to capture because it's going to be another one, which is kind of level. Legendary. That's what we're going to also grab them back into the dungeon, getting myself some rubies and some sick bang. So you continue venturing out, stumbling across new paths and sparking moving here. Obviously, I needed an electric buildings, and I also just needed speed. So I was pretty happy about that. We were finding chests out in the wild, dungeons. I found a ruby at the end of this dungeon as well, which is a bunch of pictures that I managed to catch. So I was pretty happy about that. We were just trying to grind to get as high level as quick as possible. Now, obviously, I didn't want to be super overshooting as I did not get to the max level super fast. And for that time, XP multiplier 3 times the amount of XP that you could put on the game. And then I eventually found a 7 as well, where I was able to stun goodies that I've collected from the dungeon so far and buy whatever I needed to capture. So I was able to solid amount that I made from the dungeons, and I did so. I was going to check the power trader. I continued running caves for the rest of the day with activity and catching some Kilimari as well factor as well. They were the boss at the final section of the cave, so I think I might only have for them extra XP and all that good stuff. Plus, they gave us a bunch of food, and they're actually better producers than the food plan. They have all this. Plus, we put the Dijon one, so I was like, yeah, we can definitely use that. Then I went ahead and bought them. Well, just waiting in some eating it for their own medicine. To tell me, what am I going to do? I'm going to these things. I also finally managed to capture myself the dinosaur that I wanted from earlier, except just a different dinosaur and a different part of that. But hey, it's still down, and it did have motivation to lead with it. Alright, here we go. Our first NPC boss. Let's see if we can kill it. I'm thinking we can. Because of a machine gun, I'm just going to get points and so on. Well, I'm going to go ahead and read. Find out in a second, I guess. No. Okay, cool. No. So I continued exploring the map, finding myself in an incinerator being surrounded by a bunch of the syndicate hunters. Now I really wanted this incinerator. It was going to be a really good addition for the team, sort of this early stage, this part of the game. Now he was only level 10, however, I was able to, I wanted to make sure that he wasn't one of these guys' so thankfully he did go into the war and I was able to capture. However, it did cost me my life in the process, but I was still happy because we managed to get ourselves in incinerator. Alright, here we go. We just found our second NPC. This guy's under level 10. He's a tiny dasher. So, you obviously need to do something for that. Go get it. He needs incinerator. I'm going to try and capture him. That is so funny and capture. The bad if I just spend the rest of it. I mean, I'm probably going to waste my to be honest. Alright, I found another settlement with BBC, I think, and thankfully all these friendly guys out and killed the syndicate members. Thankfully, I felt appreciated. And now they're feasting on their bodies. That's fair enough without someone trying to kill them. So after exploring and reaching the location that I was trying to get to, which was this base one just here, main reason being because there were a bunch of metal nodes here that we could capitalize on to try and farm up a bunch of metal. Thankfully, I have reached the goal of being able to build two base locations, so that's exactly what I did, and I chucked the combat at here to get to work on mining up those. I then went ahead and started bringing everything over from the old base into a new base. Now, this was quite tedious because I obviously haven't unlocked the grappling gun yet or made the grappling gun, and so a lot of the resources here were sort of heavy. I did want to bring the stone from the stone pit because we had mined a lot of it, but it's just going to take a long time. The next day was spent pretty much just setting up the basic structures that we needed, and at this new base storage chest, I needed to also make some vents for the cows as well, which I was going to tackle shortly. I had a big box for them, but I also wanted to get a research station down so we could start that ASAP. I also built a crusher, some plantations, as well as the wood and stone farming structures. So I slowly made progress on the new base location, building some more plantations and the beds, as well as the expedition station. However, I haven't actually defeated Zoe and Griswold yet, so I didn't even have the means to actually send any of our pals on an expedition. So that was our next goal, going ahead and trying to defeat Zoe and Griswold. However, before I went to take on Zoe and Griswold, I needed to seek revenge against Penguin. So I returned back to his little dungeon, I guess you'd call it. I brought out Cinnamon. Why? I don't know, because he is fire and speaks to the Bengal from the Benkins. But hey, I was going to give it my best shot, and thankfully Cinnamon absolutely chunked Benkin with that one attack that he popped off, which, I mean, it was good because looking at it, Benkin is also ice, so he kind of had a neutral status effect with Cinnamon, which is good. And I wanted to try and catch some of the Bengal as well. Thankfully, this one here that we did catch actually had ferocious, which was going to be pretty big, coming down the line. But Penkin was getting taken out pretty effectively by Incinerate. I do want to capture the Penkin as well. We drop the dog speeds. Perfect. Penkin to the left there. Back in the base, I just needed to build a core box so that I could get access to base level 10, which means we can now make two base level 4. So, we're going to go out and do some killing and stuff. And leave these guys here. They should be able to just keep working with it. A few other bunch more as well. So that will just not done these combats. We're going to do a great job of finding everything. It was that time to face it, Zoe and Brisbane. Now, we were slightly over level to all these guys, maybe because I just spent a lot of time working on the base and capturing cameras. So we were slightly over level to Zoe and Brisbane. I really think it's recommended to be at least level 2 when fighting these guys. But I did have my XP with me, which was a normal type power, but all its moves were stone type, so very thankful if we work on Zoe and Brisbane. Oh yeah, Sand Tornado does a lot of damage. With this little tiny hoop creature on the ground, because let's set it up. And just like that, Zoe and Griswold are done. Well, completed Zoe and Griswold, I could now set my pals on the expedition. So that's exactly what I did. Go back to you guys. You don't need much of cars to back and send on the expedition to get to them. Now, I'm not 100% sure how it works, so I just didn't want to assign and honestly send them away. I didn't really have a need for most of these guys, so I was like, stop it, let's send them. Now, while the expedition was taking place, I then decided I was going to continue exploring. So look at how happy I is. That's so cute. Oh shit, we've got a giant out there. This is actually my first time seeing this. Like, this was brought in the last time. I've never actually seen it. I really should have tried it. Let me try it. Okay, that should be all. Oh, that was a bit scary. So I'm guessing all of these eggs are going to be giant eggs. Not sure if that's how it works, but I'm just going to do so. I then ventured over to where King and Taco was the Supreme Club Commander. This guy was a little bit closer to our level, so I figured this was going to be a pretty fair fight. All I had to do was beat him. However, King Taco had a rat ton of HP. So it was going to be a very big battle of attrition here, and I was going to need to use pretty much all of my powers to defeat him. It was a very slow fight, beat him. However, the health of incineration and actually burning him was reducing his health significantly, which was really handy to have. Also, me being able to manually activate Flame Claw Hunter also really helped. It's pretty terrible, but I'll take it. Hey, look at this. They're already helping me kill the NPC. Let's get inexperienced for that. This guy is not going to be too much of a problem. So you don't know all you want. You have to actually charge to survive. Absolutely moved forward. That was the going tonight. So I continued making my way further inland into the center of the map. Now this was higher level territory. It was also a meteorite rock in progress. I wanted to make my way over there. First I had to get through this army of bloody Cinnamots, however, and they absolutely wrecked. I did return and managed to catch some gale calls as well as some of Cinnamots as well, before making my way down to one of the meteor. This area was an absolute pain in the butt because these gale calls just would not leave me alone. And because they're flying, it just made life so much harder. Right, here we go. Before the meteorite, I don't think there were any enemies because I'm having a sneaking suspicion that these guys are dead. I continued exploring further into this part of the map, catching myself a Bristler as well as a Robinfoot. Now, Robinfoot was going to be a really good addition to balancing back at the base because these guys have really good network and all that sort of stuff and wood cutting. However, this one was proving mighty difficult. It just did not want to stay in the goddamn sphere. But I wanted to do one, and just make it life difficult. However, I was relentless and still managed to catch it. We just found a river. Try and capture it. With a 3% chance. I never actually tried to get that. Okay. Oh, yeah. So now we can just go ahead and do some stairs. Hey, little buddy. What is it, 12 minutes? Let's try and put this. Well, that was unexpected. I was expecting to go break. Well, I wasn't expecting to break it myself, but I mean, that kind of sucks. I didn't feel much really good about it. It's really good the inside. I'll get over it. And we've got another NPC boss. Last time. Is it cattle master? Oh shit, that mighty does that down. He's got a goddamn Mozzarella. Apparently I can capture the Mozzarella. I didn't realize that. It looks like a bigger Mozzarella than Tonka too. Which is my imagination. Let's go, I've got the Mozzarella. Let's go, buddy. Okay, and you're a lucky pal. No, he's there, Bristol. That's what I want of you. Jesus Christ. He attacks in quick and there after we die. Yeah, sitting around, got taken out. Oh, good start, Donald. There we go. Hey, we got it. Let's go, we got it. And Elvis also had 2 on an hand. Lucky, that's actually really big. Right, our expedition is back as well. Let's go ahead and get a little right. Spears, some wood. After catching the Bristler and sorting out the expedition, I then went ahead and made myself some small upgrades. So I made myself some new armor, which is going to increase our defense and health. I also made myself the lockmaking tool, a small fit bag so we could feed our help cells and our counters. Daily flow that we would be covering in the second round. And then I will continue exploring the map. I'm not going to go faster because I'm trying to find out the base location. Looks like we've got another meteor to come down too. We're going to head out to there because I'm going to hope that there is something we can capture. It literally landed on the 3,000 on its base. Oh, that's the I just shoot. Jesus Christ. Whoa, it's scary. Oh, geez. I've never seen this guy before. No, stay away. I don't want to be your friend. Guys, let's help me, please. Come on. Take me to the big scary out. Into the tumor. Good. That's what we can see. Please do something about it, John. Oh, thank God for that. A bit scared to get it done. I was then able to do a lot of hand grab and these 5-year-old minutes, snuck it around in here, and I was like, I then went ahead and found another cave in the area as well. Thinking, you know what, let's do this and find it. Level 29 cave, we were only level 27, but I figured we could do it. Thankfully, we made it all the way to the end, and there was a rat. So we needed to try and capture it. However, there's also a lucky rat, which I also captured. So I needed to try and capture both of them. However, there were minions, so it's going to make our life a lot harder. I think I'll just try and do the last one first, maybe go for the lucky one. I don't think we're going to need something to die. But man, I really want to do it. And Label just killed himself. Well done, Label. Try this again. Let's go. I don't know why we wanted to catch me both so bad, people. We got dog planes and train around the hunter. I don't remember why we wanted to get him so bad, people. But we've got it down, that's not bad. But successfully capturing my first move, I then kept putting into our cave system where we started to find cave captures. Now, I had a suspicion that captures isn't really good with anyway, just because we had improvements before. So if we find out try and catch this one, we could bring it back to the base and use it for our base strategy to do some work anyway. Alrighty, and at the end of the day, we have some golf and which is actually a pretty good ground. We're still funny, and also because they were both grass. So we're going to try and capture them all. Because I looks like they're done. So we can capture this one. Let's go. After finishing up in the cave, I'm 35 here on exit. So thankfully there was loose of the innovators here, and I'm really good to capture these guys that have a good passive skill that would allow us to increase the amount of meteorite fragments that we got while we were finding meteors. So I went ahead and tried my best to capture them with the help of Gale Force, because they just did not want to think of really doing this part of them. Everywhere I went, I was haunted by some goddamn goblins. Thankfully, I did manage to catch at least one of these innovators, which I almost did kill my second one, but thankfully we threw the ball just in time to save it. I then returned back to my base, catch some of the egg that we had waiting for us, and we managed to get a Duba with worms, though, which is actually going to be really big because we put food in the ranch and have to produce high-quality alloy. I also went ahead and then hatched the second but large egg and gave myself a accelerator. I then went ahead and checked for the expedition. Not really anything amazing, but I took it nonetheless. I then went ahead and found another cave that we decided to do. While at it, I was trying to find a new base, and I was stumbling across this cave, and I figured, let's do the extra XP, extra money, and we get the tablets for the race as well. I finally made it to the end of the cave where I was playing with a on-hand or the minions. Safe to say, this didn't go rather well either. Now, I was looking to try and capture at least one of the difficulties. I hadn't really fought any of them before, but I was just getting absolutely bombarded. So things weren't looking very well. Right. The dogs were actually, I'm sick of running into caves and hiding. So after I've already hit 2 big dungeons, I then decided to go out and capture some goblins, as I did not plan on using these guys in my party because they do increase your player attack damage. So I'm going to use these guys in the party alongside some attack damage that used to be with tower bosses, just increase our attack damage, causing us to obviously deal more damage to the bosses and defeat them quicker, hopefully actually be able to defeat. So I spent a bit of time capturing up some goblins so that we could go ahead and see them. As well as their traits as well, the passive traits animation. Now, thankfully, Warsack to the rank is also being the dolphin, and I really like Warsack, so I decided to add Pigment to the party. We just first had to defeat him and catch him. So I mean, sit around, headed out now. He's obviously level 30, and very on par with our level, and our bow and arrow is literally more damaged. We really need to upgrade our weaponry. I just haven't finished the time to do so. So when we started moving on and sitting around, thankfully we were able to get it down to capture the health. And just like that, we were able to capture our own first step. I also really like the Sanders, so I spent some time capturing the Sanders as well to try and get things going. I also managed to capture the life of the Massive that as well in this room plus 3 power lines. I then wanted to make my way to the Free Color Lions Tower and what's over the west? Well, this isn't good. I think they get transferred by him and tonight. I was fine during the day. But all night, after I needed a pump to get back up and get my stuff. Upon my death, I returned back to base to catch the aircraft we had waiting for us because I figured we could get some more info. I got a captress for one, but I then got a valve from the second one that had a new plastic tray that we hadn't seen before. Diamond one. So I wanted to find out what that was about, so we headed over to the power box to take a thing to come out. And Diamond one actually increases its defense by 30% each day. But now obviously it's like this was my tray, so we needed to pass this on to the house. Alright. Thankfully, I managed to make it back to my body. All I needed to do was pretty much make it up and set up. The metal armor, that cold resistance, and not come in the middle of the night. I managed to get it out with a bit of good fast travel point. I also bought a range mix and a flexible viral up as well, and I managed to grab the flash as well. It's actually good. I'm thinking a little bit now, I was kind of debating where I wanted to set up my base, and I'm deciding on setting up in the flower fields now. We have built it previously. This was a nice open plant area, and the purple flowers did really kind of sell as they nearby. So I did spend some time building up some foundations here, but ultimately decided that I just wasn't really fun doing it. We had already built it before, and I just kind of wasn't feeling it, so I decided to do base concept. The problem was I didn't know how I was good. So I decided to do some exploration on this side of the map I hadn't been on before, and I also did some more pounds along the way, keeping myself a really hot. Some lots of raiders as well, pretty much all the ranging power. I also managed to grab a supply drop as well, catch some rock cherries, catch some relaxosauruses as well, with arsons as well that were in the area. And then I went ahead and also caught another NPC, Jade, one of bounties, and killed Jade as well. Thankfully, I did find a base spot that I was pretty happy with. It's up in the abandoned forest, a relatively flat place, so I decided to put down a bunch of foundations. I also built the tower, and I had a base design in mind that I was going to build. It's going to be sort of 4 segments of rooms. And it kind of works in my head, it's a bit hard to explain. I wanted to place these gates down and have everything sort of separated off, but for some reason you can't actually place walls next to the gates. The gates are slightly too hard on the foundations to allow you to do that, which is really annoying me. I tried so many different variations to get this to work, but for the life, just could not get this to work. It's really annoying because I feel like that's something that should work. We should be able to put gates on the foundations and have them stack both there every 7 minutes. So this side was going to be our project side, and as well as that crop growing side, so I was going to build crops and percentage area over here. Now I did want to have the foundations lowered from our original foundations. I just could not get them to work into this now. This was a very long process trying to get this base built in the way that I wanted it to look. It was frustrating because, I mean, like, I really enjoyed the base building in this game, but trying to get certain things to work, it was just, I tried a whole variety of different things to make this work. Yeah. Eventually I settled on not placing any gates and just having it open like this. It still looked relatively nice. I was wanting to do the fair floor, but the floor wasn't level, so I had to place foundations. We also found another detour with a bunch of more Xenobaders. Unfortunately, they didn't kill Entity, but I managed to capture them, so that was fine. I think it was a solid between the two. I then went ahead back out to the Dolphin Farming Simulator and decided to catch a bunch more of them, as I only had enough to really kind of condense down huge stages. So I really had more dolphins, especially if we were going to try and use it to take down some dolphin tower bosses. I did want to condense down some dolphins. Right, Robin Field, Robin Field, just go there, I'm going to try and catch him some dolphin one. Just got it down to outboard from dolphins, just to be good for. Alright, let's see how we go. Oh, beginning of glad that it's going to get good, but I think it is. Also, what it's trying to do like pieces of documents from getting on. But that's going to be the case, maybe the two. Oh, and so that worked out well. I am just gathering more of the they are everywhere. I've got really not much for the time. Oh, I'm going to something else. That's all we need to have. You're gonna go in? I bought it. Fine. I'll take that win. I'll take that win. Let's go. We got it. I'll take that. I'll take that. I spent some time organising our first base as well as assigning cars to specific locations so that we could complete our labour research as well. We're really trying to focus on that as well. We did also unlock the building classes, actually connecting with my needles and into more interesting codes. And that'll help us show the IVs of our cows so that we can actually get better cows and stuff like that. We're making ourselves the compound drive. So we want that to, that's going to be our new vertical for our food shopper, which is my food back to my channel too. We're going to use that one instead, actually, to figure out where we're going. So to take out the code, I needed to build the new weapon work station, which was our first sort of industrial building for me to play. Thankfully, I thank you for that. So after building the new code, station, I've returned back to the new base to try and get that commission running. So thankfully, I did have some capacity now building the parts. However, this was going to be, like I mentioned earlier, competition era. I wanted to go over to the other side and get that side going as well. And that was going to be sort of a crafting, sort of gathering area. We're going to set up the stone fields, the food, and all that sort of stuff. And eventually, the mill will go around to it. But obviously, there's nothing easy, so I needed to get that side of the stuff. Perfect. Got myself my compound barn. And it's going to do a lot more damage than 40. So they do a lot from now, maybe we use it for those hours. The next few days we spent setting up the base, pretty much really making sure that I got everything the way that I wanted it laid out. Which ironically, we're going to change this later on anyway. But I placed down the stone bits, the wood bits, ended up moving those around. I also went ahead and decided to make a second floor on top of these because I think it'd be a waste of space to just go one there. I think I'll kind of have a good way to utilize the most amount of space that I can leave it and go once in the box. So I made it 3 high bits and ceilings over the top of it, and this was eventually going to become our storage area at the bottom. I then went ahead and did the exact same thing on the other side. One thing that I was looking for is symmetry. It drives me crazy with things aren't symmetrical, including bases. So I did my best to make this as symmetrical as possible so that I could stand it. Now on top of this room, I was going to place some other ranches. I did accidentally go to place a breeding farm, thinking this is much bigger than what I expected. Not realizing it's a breeding farm, but I wanted to put the ranches up there just for the time being. This is only going to be a temporary place, so we can start producing ranch cows, juice. So I ended up placing some villas down as well, and structures just to help decorate the base a little bit. I then returned them back to the first base, placing down a production assembly line so that I could get some extra production going, as well as the speed production line, so we could produce the higher tier speed as well. Obviously, I didn't set up the new base and all of this stuff yet, but it's a work in progress, but we'll get in there. Now, in front of our production area was going to be our power relaxation area, so I went ahead and placed down 2 high-quality hot springs, and then the bed would be placed with the structure next to it. Alrighty, we'll just come back out to the start area. What we're going to do is capture a bunch of chip pies, because I like them down into a singular chip pie, so that we can go ahead and chop them all in the branch, and then have a bunch of them getting produced. And escape like that. No escaping much. I also needed a bunch of alligator fragments, and I knew that there were some notes here at the starting area, so I went ahead and also find out those. Now, I wanted to also go ahead and capture pretty much all the cows that I hadn't already bought for the 12 out of 12, just for the bonus XP, so I spent a bit of time doing that as well down at the starting area, mainly consisting of like containers, labor for like the top stocks, down past $20, all that kind of stuff, I spent some time catching on it. I also found a lucky depressor, the king of all cows, so I'm going to head and bought him as well. Oh, there's no lucky depressor. So the pearl in fragments that I collected, I can now go ahead and build a cow condenser, which means all of the cows that I can capture, we can now condense down and evidence is skilled up as well for this well. Now I went ahead and condensed down a angle as well as the alpaca. I then went back to my new base, and I wanted to get those guys set up and then the ranches so we could have our good production online and upright. And I also went ahead and showcased just sort of everything to the pathway, because I think I've already seen it while building it, so we didn't spend too long on that. Thankfully, our alpaca did have RPG on it as well, which is really good, so that was going to increase the amount of food that we produce as well. before, but I really just kind of wanted to get the token that we get from the these guys, as that does increase our capital. So, I then went out to the next one, which was the Frontier Aqua. I also popped up a rampage Amanda, which is something new in favorite. I really want people to get the Amanda killed because it was not ready to build them and reviews to actually expand our inventory space. But like by the time I released the Beta Frontier, the Amanda was unfortunately going even in the practice. Yeah, I continued to explore it around in the area, catching any cows that I came across. I did spot a vendor, but I could also hear a lot of the distance. That last fowl was an anchor lack, so obviously I had to go ahead and capture these guys. That was quite high on the vendor, so it was stress too much. My God, they could work the vendor. Unfortunately, I didn't catch that, but I was definitely going to make sure that I put the right track. That should be considered. And then made my way to Mango Cave, catch myself at Mango, because I wanted this guy to be our main way of playing around. So I bought the Mango. It was at the time to take on a Himalaya lead. These guys were in the slow guy, we had to sit around alongside of us as well as a bunch of our other pals, and all I needed to do was just make sure that I defeated them. I'm pretty much out of arrows here, so it's going to fall to my pals and let me to finish the job off. The standard, honestly, is probably strong enough to do it on the so I've got 2 stress. We still haven't pulled it out. We start working with that now. Alright, we can finish here, and let's go. And just like that, our second pal boss is at the defeated. Let's go. We'll take those out. So after defeating Olivia lightly, I could finally place the ore mining site in our base. So I got that down and captures and got the river going ahead to settle up for us. So that we can now mine metal in our base. Oh, so nice. I then went ahead and made my way to the dungeon, and we're now at that stage where we can get finding it. I just needed to get gold. So I went to this dungeon to mine up the revolver, got located the thing. It's actually pretty good. And we figured we could get some loot at the end of the boss and make sure to town maybe. So I went ahead and spent some time in this oh, it was honestly quicker for me to do this than try and find it. This is almost at the end of the dungeon, I found a Felder, so I went ahead and weakened that, and then eventually caught it. I accidentally threw the sand around, so I couldn't kill it. Thankfully, I had the harvest piece, so I threw that in. I also got a top-down bow straight as well from the chest of the so I returned back to my new base, placing some beds down to our house finally. It's not like I had been waiting for ages and minutes or anything like that. Now, at the same time, I was running expeditions in between all of this. I just